it because it's illegal. And lawyers mostly don't do illegal things because they know the law.
No, I agree with you. I think unfortunately she doesn't have a case. I don't know. I mean, I like my Brandi, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for her out there. I don't know if her podcast is still in existence.
Uh,
It used to be a top show. She ought to bring that back, and she should take a podcast course from both of us because we could tell her the ways. But anyhow, if I were her, I think it's time to let it go, move on, reinvent, because I imagine she needs money. This was a tough, I get it. This was a hard blow. I mean, it was years that she was not back on this show. I do understand. I think you are, even though they don't force you to drink, they don't force you to do things. I think she was encouraged. She thought she was playing the game and then it backfired on her. Right. And so I get it, but I think I don't think there's much of an appeal here to you. I mean, I'm sure she had great lawyers looking at this case
she
who
had
would
Garagos and Friedman.
okay, they're actually Garagos is not a good lawyer, in my opinion. In
Well,
my
this
I
is
just
no,
don't
I
think he's
mean,
great. But
this is my
that was
question.
her
My
okay, that was her mistake.
That was her mistake, huh? Well, listen, Garagos was on this podcast. My whole question is, and this is really where my mind goes, because you mentioned the word fame, and this is Garagos and Friedman, Reality Reckoning. Where's Bethany
It's
Frankel during
done, there isn't.
where is Bethany during all this? I mean,
And
isn't
why
this
would
her
Mark
cause?
Yes, and why would Mark Garagos, if he's such a great lawyer, why would he be taking on Reality Reckoning and not doing his research? To me, it's such a fame grab, in my opinion.
Well, that's my thing. Like, did these lawyers take Miss Glanville's case knowing that she didn't really have a case and just to put their names out there for a minute? And now that it's really, you don't have a case, we'll grab something and see if we can get something. Like, did they know that? Because I'm thinking that maybe they knew the case wasn't so great. And now that it's clear that it's a dog, we're going to drop Miss Glanville. Yeah, I don't think anyone was paid off. I just think there really is no case. And it really is very unfortunate because I really like Miss Glanville.
I
She
think
was
it's
used and
too.
abused. She was used and abused by the machine that is known as Bravo. Used and abused.
Couldn't agree more. Time to reinvent.
Time to reinvent. Look, when I was originally going down the road of thinking stupidly that I might want to do other podcasts, Miss Glanville's name came across my desk and I did speak to some people. And, how can I put this nicely? It was brought to my attention like, how are you going to do a podcast with Miss Glanville? Because she would have to show up every episode if it was the two of you. By the way, you and I teach a podcast course. We do consulting. Everyone slips into my DMs. I do it on the side. Don't do a second podcast. Just do an extra show on your own podcast if you want to make more money. That's how you do it. But people close to Miss Glanville, we don't need to get specific. We're like, how is that going to work in the third week when she's not there? And I'm like, you got a point. Love Brandi. I love her. I think she's honest. I don't think she lies. I don't. I think she speaks the truth. I think she opens her mouth and the truth comes out. I really like her. But yeah, I mean, I kind of want to swoop her up and help her out.
I know. I know. You find out in this business, there's a lot of people like that, which because they're great for reality TV. The problem is like, I don't know, maybe you and I would be good for reality TV. But if you think too much, like if you think too much about your actions, what you say, what you do, how you'll be perceived, you're not good. Like
Well, then
that's
I'm
why
good because I don't give a shit. You know
sure
what I
you
mean?
would be. Yeah, you would.
There are people on reality TV that also have a business mind and just can check in and do the job and then say, I don't care what you say about me. I mean, that's the home run.
Candy Burris. Yeah.
Kenny
Candy Bar.
Burris. I mean, even Candy Gal plays it well. Even I gotta give it to her. The Jizz star, Jizzy Jizz. We got Potomac. That when do you see Giselle really on that Twitter going and stirring the dirt? You don't. Giselle takes that paycheck and she's like, I ain't getting any more money for this.
And she takes her licks and she keeps on ticking. Yep. I feel for Brandi. Hopefully you can reach out to your friend, but I don't know, maybe a second lawyer will look at it and think there's something there, but You don't know.
Sad.
I mean, I think NBC seems to have set a precedent. I mean, so far they have not settled with Nene. I mean, they won
And
the racial
Manzo.
part about that. They haven't settled with Manzo that we know of. I mean, I'm sure it would leak. I'm not sure the details would leak, but I bet we'd know
And
settlement.
the McSweeney, the swinester, the swinester. I don't think it's gonna go well for the swinester at the end of the day. You like the you like the swinester? Come to New York and say hi to the swinester. You like her over there? I'm heading into New
I
York in a few
don't
days. I hope.
dislike her. I guess
Really?
she hasn't been on TV in a long time. I mean, I thought she was annoying the last season with Ebony, but that was such a cluster. But yeah, she's laying low too, right? I'm sure because she's trying to get this lawsuit, trying to win this lawsuit. So
The problem with the swinester is she, I guess, studied Gumbelson's playbook on like, well, actually, that's not true. I think the difference between Vicky and the swinester is like Vicky, I don't think realizes that she's a walking dichotomy. I think Vicky really in her heart thinks she's a good, upstanding Christian woman that doesn't put people down, that doesn't slander people, that doesn't, go low, even though she goes just as low as Tamara and Kelly Dodd. I think McSweeney maybe knows secretly that she wants to be Tinsley Mortimer and Upper East Side and rich, and she just tries to be downtown cool and like of the people. Both fraudsters, if you ask me. But you know what? Let's keep it positive today, David.
all
Let's
right.
keep it positive.
Speaking of, okay, yeah, where do you
Yes.
want to go?
No, no, no. Wherever you want to go, darling.
Well, I was saying, speaking of lawsuits, what do you make of Jizzy Jizz and Robin?
What
Jizz
is
and Batman and Robin now going after Eminem again. They want to depose him. They want that. They want to be able to use reasonably shady. And as a great business person that you are, would you hold on to a name like this? Because if people are not familiar, Eminem, the rapper, has trademarked, I believe for quite a while, shady. I think Slim Shady is trademarked. Shady is trademarked. Shady Limited is trademarked. So he has that word, buttoned up from years ago, right?
And doesn't his daughter have a podcast, Little Shady, which is brilliant name if that's the case? I think she does.
Didn't know
I
that.
think.
So anyhow, they reasonably shady. They wanted to depose him. They were denied. I believe like his trademark attorney or something sat in Detroit for it. And so far they're losing the case, right? To essentially keep reasonably shady. And what they want to do
Are
is
they? They're losing it, or are they just losing the ability to get to Eminem? I'm asking. I really didn't read the deep. Sometimes I see the words Jizzy Jizz and Miss Dixon, and I say, man, I haven't taken that phentamine today to pick me up, and I just skip over because I don't want to fall asleep. But
no, you're right. It hasn't been settled. They haven't lost it. There hasn't been a settlement, but they are trying to go back one more time, it sounds like, and
for
depose
Eminem
him.
himself.
Right.
Well, look, I mean,